So thank you. All right. Thanks everyone for joining us once again. And thank you, Subhanu, for having another session. And you guys know he took the session already, but then few things. Just to reiterate, he is, having nearly 4 years of experience in the domain of RP automation, and very energetic. Is a consistent, I would say, the winner. Like any session that we had, the physical interaction, he was the consistent winner, and we are always saying, hey, don't do that, Subhanu, do not participate in the quiz and everything. So it's really great to have him in the session. He has a great, like always around it. Like it's very good at collecting different sales. So this is something very personal that I thought we'll be sharing. But Subhanu, welcome once again to another excited session, which is very, very, very critical and important from the development perspective, from the like a maintenance perspective. So I think, yeah, over to you.
Thank you so much, Jada. I mean, that was an excellent introduction. Even thanks is a less of a word. So I mean, really, I really appreciate the way you have represented it. And yeah, so with that, hello everyone. Wishing you a very good evening. Okay, yeah, as Joy has already mentioned, right, this is indeed a very critical topic that you really have to consider while you do the development, while you try to create a solution, while you try to create a a robotic product, right, which will actually do the automation in industry, for which is going to help and serve clients. So why this is so important, right? Why we are going to bother about this? So lots and lots of questions that will come up. Okay, let's get started. I will show each and every one of this to you, why this is important, what are these, right? Everything. We're going to cover everything. So let me first start by sharing my screen. Any one of you can let me know if the screen is visible, maybe unmute, maybe reactions. I will meanwhile do it.
Yeah, I'm able to see.
Okay, great.
I can see it comes up from, yeah, great. We're good.
Okay, great.
I just joined now. Did I miss anything?
Oh, no.
Not yet.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, with that, let's get started. Logging, right? Before I go to the next slide, can anyone actually tell me what this is? I mean, what is the first thing that will come to your mind when you see this word? Just, unmute and start talking. Yeah.
Storing something.
Okay.
Activities
like log file,
track of everything.
Okay. Yeah. Good answers. Yes, we actually
track of activities.
Yes, awesome. Yeah, that is even another good answer. Tracking of activities. Excellent. So storing things and all. Yeah, absolutely right. So now, basically in our day-to-day lives, when we will come across automation solutions, I mean, this is really a very important aspect, right? There can be hundreds and hundreds of, steps inside a particular solution. Please pardon me for that. Yeah, so there can be hundreds and hundreds of steps, as I was saying. And just imagine you don't have this thing, right? You haven't included a single log while you are trying to automate multiple things. Just imagine, like, suppose if you consider yesterday's topic, right? If you consider UI automation. So suppose now imagine a process is so complex that it consists of 2 different applications. Suppose it has one desktop application, right? So let's take an instance of what Apurva was explaining yesterday, right? Let's take that desktop application, and let's say that desktop application has so many parts. And then let's say that after you do something in that desktop application, some result gets generated, right? And you then collect those results and say, put it in an Excel file. You want to maintain an Excel with a report status. So we have an Excel automation. So many automations, right? And just imagine how many workflows you will build in order to segregate the the logic behind all those things. I mean, you don't obviously want to put everything in one place, right? You will segregate those. So imagine that UI automation itself has 50 or 60. So now if we do not put log messages, what will happen? We will run something, we will execute something, we won't see any track of anything. So simply the execution gets completed. That's good. I mean, really good. Execution gets completed. But what will happen if there is an error at, say, step number 70? What will happen? Any idea? I mean, everyone will be clueless, right? The error has no definition. it will abruptly throw you an error saying that this is not working. I will show you that while doing a demonstration. Okay. But yeah, let me just keep it to this as of now. This is why logging is important. Okay. We have to keep a track of what we are doing. Otherwise, we will be lost. We will be completely lost. We won't find anything. Whatever we have built, there will be no track of it. Like, we can't manage the particular thing when we are presenting it, when we are providing it as a solution, right? We can't manage it. That's the biggest drawback if we don't have this. So do you get the importance of this? Do you understand what this is? Any questions so far, guys? Yeah, sorry, Shubham, are you asking any questions, or
I am saying this.
okay, I think your voice is breaking a bit. Is it for me or is it for all? I'm not sure.
No, for all, I think.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, Shubham, I was not able to hear you there, man.
Yeah, I am saying that perfect.
Okay. Great job. So no questions so far, right, guys? So we can move on, right? Yeah, just one slide, right? So far, yeah. Let's move on. Let's see what is there. Okay, just explain this, right? Just imagine it as a robot's diary. Somewhat like you say, kind of maintain a diary in order to track your day-to-day activities, your expenses and all. Just you can imagine something like that. Each and every of your expense, each and every of your activities that you keep writing in your personal diary has its own importance. Some activities might not be that important. Some activities you might want to highlight that with a red pen, right? Different priorities. Just imagine this also like that. It's kind of like a robot's diary where it stores and tracks all the information. So two brilliant answers which I got at the first. I mean, absolutely. That is what the purpose is. How does the diary look like though? I mean, just imagine, right? How would it look like? Something like this, but don't confuse this with what it will look like in UiPath exactly. Just imagine this as of now. This is kind of like the very raw structure that you are seeing. Just kind of like this kind of a diary that you can imagine that it might look like when we come to UiPath. Okay, but just imagine like that as of now. Okay, great. So we are good to move to the next one, right? Okay, perfect. Let's go. So types of logs. Okay, types of logs. Any guesses? I mean, if there is no guess, no worries. Okay.
The picture shows that warning, information, error, maybe 3 types.
Yes, those are the types you mean?
Yes. Maybe.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yes, that is what. But what do we have in UiPath, right? That is what we are interested in more. Let's see. Okay. Well, I actually am showing you this, but I also do apologize at the same time. This is not exactly a log type, but I still included this in this slide. I'll tell you why. Okay. But just, read this statement as of now and don't get into this right now. Okay. I'll show you what this means. This is not exactly a log type, but it is still there. You still need to know that this is also invoked as a type, but not directly a log type that we can select. Okay. That is what I mean by this. But don't get confused. Okay. I'll show what this is. Just as of now, just understand that this is a type which will log like every possible detail of a particular workflow, like everything. Suppose, for example, suppose you're going to the supermarket. Okay. You go out of your house, right? You take your bike, you go, suppose you cross 3 to 4 traffic lights, you then go to the market, you buy something, again, you come back, you cross, say 3 to 4 traffic lights again. Each and every time the traffic lights were red in all the places, you had to stop and wait for it to become green. So you are telling a particular person everything that happened with you. But if I directly ask you that, hey, where are you coming from? You're saying that I took my scooter, I went to the supermarket, I'm back. That is one information. And when you share this kind of thing, I crossed my gate, I went to the bike, I did a kickstart of it, I went to the first signal, it was red. You're getting it? These kind of information, like each and every possible detail, that is what a verbose is. Okay. Okay, now let's get to the stress. It says what? Okay, let me also read it. Logs minute details at one or more areas of the process, but does not include. Okay, that is confusing. Even I got confused. No worries. I'll also show you this. But just to understand as of now, just read it. Just understand it like this. That might be a very similar case to verbose, but not everything. Okay, only the required details. So suppose I'm coming back from the supermarket, you saw a scratch in my car, you are asking what happened. I'm only explaining that part where it met with a minor accident with a divider and it got a scratch. I'm not telling you that I'm stopping at the signal, I went to the other signal, again it got a scratch, then again I went from that signal away, again it turned to yellow, then to red. I'm not telling all these things, okay? I'm just telling about the scratch part. So just imagine it like the trace like this. We can use trace in that kind of a manner. We can use trace to represent those kind of scenarios where we might need to log a very few details. Okay, like those are actually required with a simple message. It's not that simple, but there are some details in it. Okay, just like that. Okay, okay, guys. Any problem so far? I mean, anything that you want to ask or you didn't get? Though I mean everything will be explained over a demo, over a demonstration practically, but I mean just the theoretical part as of now. Is this fine? Okay, okay, awesome. Let's get to the next one, see what there is. Okay, info, just like that. See, suppose for example in an automation, right, I'm say dealing with thousands and thousands of processes, and maybe they are products. Actually, say they're coming from a specific warehouse and those products needs to be shipped to another location. What I'm doing in automation, I'm tracking that product, where the product currently is. And one of the most important factor of that product is the product ID that you're seeing on the screen, right? We are logging simply this information, retrieve product ID from the Excel file, myproducts.xlsx. Simple messages like this generally consists of the type info. We are simply sharing an information. I don't want to get into the extreme details. So anyone asks me, hey, where are you going? To the supermarket. You don't care that in which car I'm going, whether I'm going in a cycle, whether I'm walking. I'm going to the supermarket and I'll be back. That's it, man. I mean, get on with your lives, okay? That is what info is. Simple information, okay? Okay, one. So something that didn't go as expected, but that is not our fault as well. Something like that. Say I was asked to buy mangoes from a supermarket, say 1 or 2 kgs. I went to the supermarket and the mango was not found. It's simply not there. I will just kind of like warn someone in my house that, hey, that is not available. Don't try to prepare any dish with that particular fruit. Okay, it's just a warning. I mean, it's not my fault, it's not anyone else's fault, it's simply not there. It's the fault of, I mean, the source where you are sending me. Okay, it's a fault. I mean, it's their fault that they haven't did a supply, they haven't made a demand like that. So just like that, imagine in real-time business, you go to a particular website, you search for, say, a product ID to get a product details. Just imagine like that. Just imagine you went to Amazon, okay, and you searched for something, say iPhone 15, and you see no results. For some reason, Amazon showed you no results. Just imagine. So that means it's fault from the business end. You have given me a product detail which does not exist. So then I'll be telling the bot, or maybe I'll be preparing a report with a warning saying that this is not there. Okay, warning comes in those kind of pictures. And now comes error. Okay, so any kind of technical exceptions here it is writing, right? So what can it be? Like, say for example, the web application did not respond for some reason. I mean, I tried to open it. It got loaded and loaded and loaded. And finally it says 404 bad gateway, or I forget the code of bad gateway. I think it's 500 or 502. I'm sorry. But yeah, something like that, which, I mean, either the page has been moved or either it is a 403 forbidden. I mean, whatever it is, right? That's an error. I can't do anything. Yeah, I will simply log an error with the complete detail. That is what error signifies. Okay. So yeah, and I think we have only one more left, which is fatal. So when do we use this? When can be a good scenario to use this? And what can be the, see, basically, we can't say that error and fatal are very different. Okay, but yeah, it is in one aspect. When you prepare a report, you will use fatal only to signify that it is not recoverable. I mean, you can't get out of it. I mean, say you tried for 3 to 4 times to access a website and it gave you 403 error or whatever the code is. Okay, I go to the supermarket, in the address that was given to me, it is not there. No supermarket is there in that particular address. I search in my Google map, supermarkets near me, it shows nothing, and it shows only one, which is hundreds kilometers away. I will not go there. I'll just, find it near me, but I can't recover from that, right? I can't create a new supermarket in a day. It's not there. I have to return. It's not recoverable. I can't do anything there. I can't buy any items, just like that. Okay. Yeah, that's it pretty much. These are all the types of logs. Guys, any questions so far?
When we are working with the workflows, we will get this many types of, we will see the errors in this many ways. I mean,
Yeah.
logs.
No, I mean, not we are going to see errors this many ways. We are going to see types of logs this many ways. Okay. Not
Okay.
errors. Yeah, errors will signify the type with error or either error or fatal. Fatal is like something, as I told you, like it's not recoverable. You will simply log that particular thing, and you're going to end the process. Okay. And like that, yeah, you'll find all of them. But yeah, please keep in mind, verbose is a little different. I'll show you what that is when I'm going to get to the, I mean, when I'm going to get to Studio, I'm going to show you that in detail. Okay.
Last 4 of them from the log message activity, right?
Last 5 of them. Yes.
5 trace
Yes.
also. Okay.
Yeah. No worries, absolutely fine. So starting from trace till fatal, we'll find there. Yeah, I'm gonna get to there. Yeah, no worries, I'm gonna get to it.
I have a question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Where does these log tables actually stored? Is this in our system or server side?
Okay, I'll get to that.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions?
So
What
the
about custom?
fatal will be utilized like it says needed for proper debugging, right? About the error, and the fatal also will be used like while debugging, or
Yeah,
will
yeah.
that information will be used in what way? I mean,
Sure. I mean, see, now it is up
differences.
to you. Yeah. So now it is going to be up to you. So if you read this again, error means logging details of any technical exceptions, right? And then when I write needed for proper debugging, what I mean by that is, it's like, suppose see, this is only pertaining to technical exceptions. Okay, everything is needed for proper debugging, but I'm just pointing it out like that because whenever we encounter any technical exceptions, right, even you as a developer, or there may be any other team member in that particular team who is going to now want to fix the issue, because we can't go on with the error all time, right? We need to have a fix. Either that will lead to a code change, or whether that will lead to some change in a file structure, whatever it is. But we need to find that out, that what is the root cause of the error. So at that particular moment, you can use the error as a type, and you can print the entire error details. Okay, that detail is going to show up, and the type, which is error, is very much significant there. So suppose you retried, say for example, you retried a process, and there, upon first retry, upon second retry, you are getting the same error. You are logging that particular error detail with the type error. Okay, and now after the third retry, you don't get that error anymore. So it now proceeds to the rest of the workflow. Okay, don't use the type fatal in that, because I would always recommend, see, like just speaking from the best practice perspective, fatal is something which you use when you can't recover from something. That is the end of it. Okay, I mean, you tried for 3 times, then after trying, you finally get out of the process, and before ending the process, have a proper log message with the type fatal, that this is a persistent error, this is the error detail, we need to have more look into this in order to have a proper fix. That is how the bot should end. Then you use the type fatal, because that is not recoverable, and you use, I mean, for the other areas, you keep using error, because there might be errors, it will be handled and it will be retried. And in those scenarios, just keep logging with errors, because those can still be recoverable. There is a chance. Did that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, sure. So that is what I mean. Again, I would like to say one thing, whatever, I have explained you on the, like a concept basis, try to utilize this and try to, judge on your own, which will be the best and all. You can now think of this. You can now try to judge it on your own, that this is where I should use this. Now, again, if we come to warn, right? When we can use warn, when we deal with the business data, as I was saying you, right? I went to a website and didn't found anything. I went to an Excel file, I filtered, and after filtering with that criteria, I don't found any information. I mean, I don't find any information. I will, consider those as warnings, because they're problems from the business end. This has nothing to do with bot or logic or technical exceptions. I mean, this is not a technical issue, right? Getting the point? Then we will be using warnings, because it's a business problem. So like this, try to prioritize this, try to think which will be better. Okay. Any other questions, guys?
So Bono, I have a question. So,
Yeah, please go ahead.
actually, can you tell me what exactly the difference between trace and info? Like these two words are similar, like right?
So, okay. To understand that, we will I'll try to show you in the UiPath Studio. Okay, that will be, I think, much more better.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, just to get a brief of it, I would say info is very straightforward. Just remember the supermarket example. Okay. Suppose your car has a scratch, right?
Okay.
You go to the supermarket, get a scratch in your car, come back. Someone asks you, where are you coming from? You simply say, I go to the supermarket and I'm coming back. But you don't talk about your scratch. Okay.
Okay.
You don't talk about the scratch in the car. But if someone asks you, where are you going? You tell them that you go to the supermarket, you are coming back, and you also talk about the scratch of the car, but not every detail, just specific details. Like, I got this scratch by hitting a divider. Okay, getting it? Yeah, not all the details. And what is verbose? You say everything. I was stuck in the traffic for 3 hours. This guy was passing by. He told me something. I, try to overtake this guy, and then this came into the middle, and also all the rubbish things you are trying to say. That is what a verbose is. Okay. In reality, I mean, won't say rubbish. I'm sorry, but yeah, it's just that everything is there. All the details are included. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so then we're good to move to the next one, right? Yeah, let's go. Okay, why logs, right? Yeah, so many things. I think I told you most of these things. So yeah, it's like simply reading them is going to make things boring, right? So it's like, this is for your reference, but again, some portions I have highlighted in red in order to make you understand that these areas are I wanted to specifically focus on those words or that particular sentence, like helping us see. If you read the first one, helps in tracing a process from start to end, right? As you guys only told me this answer, right? To keep track of things. So if we start implementing log messages from start to end in each and every workflow, logging each and every particular detail, that is going to help us to have a trace, right? That how our process behaved, whether the process was meeting the expectations as per the business rule provided. That is what, yeah, that will help us understand. Okay, so that this point is actually like this third point you can see, right? It's a continuation of the first point, I would say. It says monitoring a process becomes a piece of cake, right? I mean, why is that? Because if you now monitor how your process is behaving, you will be able to see all the logs getting generated. From the logs, you will understand, okay, my process is going here, my process is doing this. You know your process very well. You will be able to understand where your process is going, what your process is printing, what your process is fetching from our website, what it is doing exactly in all the places. That is what, okay, that is why monitoring becomes a piece of cake, because you know what your bot is doing. And if you don't include any logs, you are simply dumb. Bot is doing on its own, you have no clue. Okay, and then what I've tried to write here, it says highly recommended to use appropriate custom messages in logs. Okay, so this means whenever you write something, okay, you need to be very specific about it. Say you are mentioning a log message, it shouldn't simply be product ID hyphen this. It should be, as much specific as possible. If you take a look at this example right here, retrieve the product ID from the Excel file path. Now I have provided only the file name, but in reality, you'd be liking to provide the entire file path, right? That will help you to understand better that this is the file from where it tried to fetch this data. That is what I mean by this point. Okay. So again, it's like a kind of a note. All the messages that you write, this is going to make things appropriate and understandable as much as possible. Say tomorrow you are not handling that product anymore, you are not handling that solution anymore, someone else comes up and takes your solution. That person will be able to see and understand at least the brief of the process by seeing your logs. Okay, that is how it is going to help you as per the best practice, as per best practice with respect to development, as per the monitoring, as per maintenance. All this will become very easy for whoever it is doing, not only you, it may be another person tomorrow. Okay, things will be very much understandable for them. Okay, so yeah, before I get to the real part, any questions, guys?
I have one basic question.
Yeah,
So
please go ahead.
all these logs, right?
Yeah.
So whenever you're automating a process,
Mhm.
Excel or PDF process,
Mhm.
you'll automate in such in a way that if it is working, you'll go with the S statement. If not, it should give that warning or
Yep.
info or
True.
a trace.
True. Excellent way of thinking that. Correct. So suppose you are trying to automate something, and let's say I am doing a web application automation, say for example, right? I want to click a button, but I'm not sure whether the button is there or not. In UI automation, you would find an activity element exists. Have you tried that? Any one of you?
Yeah.
Yeah. What does that do? It tries to check for something, right? In a web application, check for any element. Can be a button, can be a field, can be a text, can be a header, can be an image, whatever it is, whatever you're trying to get out of the web. And you are trying to check whether that exists. Only if it exists, you can go and click on that or type something into that or get something out of that. Okay. So if it doesn't exist, write a warning saying that your web page is missing this, which was supposed to be there. Just as you told for a PDF, you extract something out of the PDF, you don't get the particular text as needed, you do some string manipulation, you don't find it. Suppose there was supposed to be an invoice date, there was supposed to be a total amount, which is not there in that PDF. So you go and you log it saying this is a warning that this is not there. Like
Okay.
that. Yeah.
In real time, you use this fatal and also trace kind of logs.
Yeah, I'll be talking about trace, but fatal, yeah, definitely you can use fatal. Fatal, I will recommend you to use only when things becomes unrecoverable. That is the end of a process. You can't come back again. You cannot retry, and you are going to end it. Then log that particular error with the status fatal or the type fatal. Okay. Yeah. So, okay, guys, any other questions? Okay, let's consider there's no right. It's a wall of silence. I hope, I mean, you guys are getting it right. I mean, if you have any questions, guys, again, I'm saying it again, please don't hesitate to speak up. Okay, it's very friendly, nothing there. Okay, please don't go with a doubt, you know, thinking that you are not going to get this. No, nothing like that. It's going to be very easy for you. Okay. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, how to get this thing done in UiPath. Okay, I promise this is the last one. Okay, no more slides after this. Let's see. Okay, first thing first, this is the instruction. Okay, guys, nothing to read out here, just the instruction. Go to the activities panel in UiPath Studio. Okay, simply type log message in the search activities search panel to get started. Okay, that's not the limit, but get started. Now it says drag the activity log message into whatever it is. I mean, you guys know, I know I'm making you bored, but yeah, that is how it is, guys. It's a very simple instruction. Okay, so this is nothing but the hierarchy. Everything will make sense. Yeah, now getting it? See, under installed, ignore the recent. Okay, recent is something, suppose you use a thing very frequently in activities, under activities. Okay, so under recent, it starts to, like, you know, display you that this is what you might use from this keyword, like that. In recently, when you searched for log message, this was there, you have used it recently, so that's why it shows under recent. But the original hierarchy is this: installed, programming, debug, log message. That is what I've written. Okay, that's it, pretty simple. So then shall I jump to the next one?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. I get it. Okay. Let's go. Okay, I didn't intend to show you this, but no worries. Yeah, let's imagine that we have an empty sequence as of now. Okay, previously I was talking about one thing, right? What happens if we don't include log messages? Say, let's try to write plenty of things. Even see, in reality, again, this will be many more, but this is just the beginning to get you to help you to get an understanding that why log message is important in real time, just to show you a very simple demo. Say I'm assigning a name, I'm doing whatever I want. Okay, I don't have any goals here. Oh, I already have it. Great. It's throwing me a warning. Okay, I'm going to use that. Say I'm just simply going to use anything that I like, and then I'm suddenly building a data table. See, I have no goals. Okay, I'm doing whatever I like. But yeah, there is a reason. I want to show you something. Okay, let it be column 1, column 2. Let this be integer text. Wow. Okay, no worries. I don't care. But yeah, let me do one thing. Let me assign a data table to store the output. Say dt table 1, something like that. Okay. Now let me do some other things, like what can I do? Okay, let's bring in a sequence. Yeah, sorry, someone is saying something. Oh, okay, no worries. Okay, let's try to do, or maybe there is also one multiple assign. Okay, this helps us to go ahead with assigns continuously. Okay, let's say str say 1, whatever I feel like. I'll give say something like, okay, doesn't make sense. Let's keep doing this. Suppose this is just to show you guys, okay, that there are so many things in front of us and all them, nothing will make sense. And now I want to do one more thing, which is I want to say I have an array. Okay, say suppose imagine previously I had so many things. These, I mean, don't just consider these as something valid. Just say for now, just imagine that they are valid. Okay, there were many things that were done earlier. You did many things with some other applications and all, but suddenly you have a role, you have a job where you need to add grocery items to a list, and this is an array. Okay, so I know that my grocery basket, so let us consider this is a basket. I know that my basket can fit only 6 items. So I am writing it 6 times. Empty, empty, empty. There are no items now. Okay. Sorry, typo. Yeah. 6 items only. No more, no less. This is my capacity. Okay. And just to help us understand, I'll see the scope of array so that I can use somewhere else. It's in main sequence. Yeah. So that whenever I come out of this, it will not throw me any kind of errors. Now, let's do one thing. Let's create a new workflow, or maybe it is created. Okay, I already created it. So let me show you this. You know how to create it, right? Go under new, create a sequence, name whatever you like, and you see that this is the path where it will be created. This is under your project folder. And if I name it, add items to groceries, then click on create, it will create here. Okay, that is what, very simple. So now I want to invoke this activity. I want to take this array of my list. I want to take this grocery basket to that activity, and I want to add something, and I want to make this activity specific. Like I want to add the items to grocery only in this workflow. I don't want to confuse it outside. I want to make my code very specific. I want to break down into modular, I want to make it a very modular. That is what you can think. So say I drag this in. See, simply by dragging this here, it automatically generates this activity. I could have done it the other way. I could have gone here. I would have write invoke workflow, right? You know that there is one activity like this. Then you go ahead and then select the workflow. Currently it is not selected. You go here, select. But why do all these things, right? When you have this option, simply drag it in and it will create it for you. Now, okay, since I've created this from the first, let me now do open workflow in order to see what this is. What I did, guys, is I created an assign. It says item count equals to 0. Means I'll start from the very first, and in the world of programming, things starts from 0, right? Imagine it like this. So I'm starting from 0, and I'm doing the count till 8 times. I want to add 8 items, and I know that it consists of 6 items, but I don't care. I will still add 8. Do whatever you want. Okay, that is my kind of like you can say an approach. That do whatever you want. I'll still add 8 items. Let's see what happens. Okay, so it will every time. For now, to get multiple items every time, what I did is I tried to generate this kind of string. Okay, say it's like item 0, item 1, item 2, item 3, like this. Okay, this is what I'm doing. Item, then concatenating it with the count.toString. That is what I'm doing, and simply adding it to the index position of the grocery list. So for items, so item 0 is getting added to the 0 position of the list. Item 1 is getting added to the first position of the list. That is where the array count begins, right? The index count of an array begins. Okay, this is how I want to do it for all the 8 items. I'm desperate. I want to add everything. That's what. And then I go to import arguments once to map this thing. Now this is an in out. Why? Because outside I don't have anything. I will pass this in. It will do its job and it will return me that again, the same element. That is why in out. Going in, coming out with some values updated. That's the purpose. Okay, that's the purpose. Okay, there we go. Now that is done. So let me do one thing with that item. Say I want to add that particular first item in a variable. I want to say I create a variable, say my first grocery item. And I want to do it like this, array of grocery list of 0. This is going to give me the first item from an array, right? Let's see. I will simply run this. No log messages used whatsoever. Let's see. Let's run this and wait. Let's see what happens. Okay. I was desperate, right? I had only 6 places and I still tried to add 8.
Perfect demonstration.
Yeah.
Perfect demonstration.
Yeah. Okay. Oh my God. Right. Okay. I was desperate and it paid me. I had to pay the price. So, but now if I click on OK, and okay, for now, let's do one thing. Let's simply open this output panel. Okay. Just imagine that this is one pane or one area in your UiPath Studio where you can see your log messages. Okay. We can see what when we open this, we can see what here. We can first see an execution started for project, and then we can see logging demo execution started. This is one, type. I'll get to the types later on. Okay. Do not worry about this now. And okay, I see it ended, and then I simply see this. Okay. From this particular workflow, some error was thrown saying index was bound out of the bound of the array. Okay. First of all, why did this happen? Because array will always have fixed elements. Okay. Array is a type of data structure. If I define it at the very first area or at any point in my process, it is going to use only that much amount of space. It can't increase, it can't decrease. Okay. But I tried to do more in that. I tried to add more items. So suppose my array only has an index that will be valid till 5, right? I still wanted to add a 6 and a 7. I still wanted to add a 6 and a 7. So that is why it is throwing. It is out of the bounds, right? This is not defined. But do you think that simply by looking at this, say tomorrow I hand it over to another guy and leaving the company, goodbye, okay, I don't want to work there anymore, hey, another person, come in, take this up from me. Do you think that person will understand this? And suppose you then change your mobile SIM, no one is reachable, you are simply not reachable. Do you think this will be understandable? Anyway, anybody will understand. What will that person have to do? Again, open this process. Okay, find out, suppose this was the start. Just imagine there are like hundreds of things before that, going through this one by one, where it could have happened, where it could have happened. Okay, now you might say that we have an activities name here, right? What if that activity is used multiple times? Okay, there might be a case that even if you reuse an activity multiple times, I mean, say this array was initially initially what you are doing with this particular item, right? Say for example, just imagine it like this. You are doing something here, then you are doing some operations here. Okay. Now, in that particular time when it was used earlier, we didn't encounter any such things where we have to go and do it for 8 times. Say now this is less than 8, right? Suppose I create an in argument. Okay, I say in underscore max items, like that, and then I make it an integer, and then I use the integer here, int underscore max items. Sorry, I'm typing it wrong. Yeah, int underscore max. Okay, why is it not showing? Yeah, I write it like this. Okay, suppose like this. Okay, so I use this workflow, say in here. Let me use the same thing again. Okay, say I am using this workflow here for the first time. Okay, and here it is asking me some data, right? So initially let me pass all empty. Okay, I think I already have it. I'll simply copy and paste, no need to type again. So I directly pass this in here. Okay, all the 6 items, that's my basket again. Okay, and here, okay, the max item, it's expecting an integer. Let it be, say 5. Okay, there is an error. It says M2, 3, 4, 5, 6, invalid L value expression. Okay. Okay, no worries, no worries. Let me do one thing. Let me put an assign real quick. Sorry, not this. Let me try to use the same thing. Now let's try to pass this in. And then here, yeah, I was saying, let it be 5. Okay. I want to add only 5 items out of the 6. And then say, let's put a debugger here in order to see what happens. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to add only 5 items to my list, to my basket. Okay, that is what I'm doing. Execution has been paused. What is my list doing right now? What is the content of my list? Okay, why can't I expand this? Okay, let me do in watch. Go to type array grocery list. Okay. You see, I tried to add 5 items, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last, I still have one empty space. Okay. Now, let's say with this grocery list, I will come to my home. I'll again drop everything in my home, use the same basket, make it empty again, and go again to the superstore to buy something new. Okay. So I have bought it for the first time. Only 5 items. I liked those items. I bought it. I came to my home, dumped the items to my house, went to the supermarket again. So before going to the supermarket again, we need to make our basket empty, right, in our house. So this is making the basket empty in our house by doing the same assignment again. Imagine that this is emptying the basket. Okay, like that. Okay, now after that, I had made a decision that this time when I'm going to do the shopping, let me do it like this. With whatever I have, I want to buy it. I want to buy how many? I want to buy 12 items. I don't care if this is small or large. Now this thing is going to happen. Okay. So yeah, sorry, give me a minute. Yeah. So now let's run this. This time I'm not doing debugging. I'm just saying why I did debugging earlier. I wanted to pause and I wanted to show you what that item list or that grocery basket would look like if I wanted to buy 5 items when I have 6 spaces, right? 6 empty spaces. But this time after doing that, I came to my home, I dumped the items and I'm going to the supermarket again. But this time I'm checking that I will buy 12 items. What will happen? Again, this thing, right? Earlier it did work, but now if we take a look, let us take a look at this output pane. Same thing, right? It started, then index was bound. Now it says what? Adding items to groceries list. Index was out of bounds of the array. So you see where this is going. This activity is now used 2 times. What if this activity was used 100 times? How would you know? How on earth would you know that on which point this error had happened? Until and unless you take a look at the code, do you think that is possible to identify simply by looking at this? Give me a yes or a no.
No.
Right? Not
No.
possible. Never. How on earth is this going to be possible? No one will ever be able to figure that out. Here comes the magic of logs now. So I could have done something like this. Log message. I'm simply writing this and it came up, and say I have used this here the very first time. Before using this, I'm just simply saying, okay, I'll tell you the levels. Okay, let's say I'm using info as of now to make it very straightforward. I'm just saying I will be going to buy. Okay, let me write something inside. No worries. 5 items, because that is what I'm directly using, right? Yeah, sorry, give me a minute. Yeah, there you go. And if I go to the import arguments, I think it was directly 5 there. Yeah, I didn't use any variable, right? So that's why I'm typing it directly here. Okay, just try to understand the concept though. Okay, so now I logged it and I'm going to buy 5 items and say I'm going to write something like this: using add items to groceries.xaml to help me achieve it. Okay, that is what. And now inside this activity, say I log something. Okay, I am logging number of items requested. Sorry, that spelling is terrible. For buying, and that is that in argument dot toString, because I'm concatenating a string with an integer which will not directly support, so I need to convert that integer to a string. That is what I log. Okay, and then at the end I log the same kind of thing, say a total of, see, very straightforward messages, right? That's why I'm using the level, log level info. A total of the same thing I'm using, dot toString. Okay, this is a little bit slow. Yeah. Items were bought from the store. Okay, like that. Okay, then coming out, and then this is done. Now again, I'm trying to write a similar thing, simply copying and pasting the activity, bringing it down. Okay, a little bit down. Yeah, let me log it here and say this time I'm going to buy 12 items, right? No need to make any changes inside this because this is reusable. I'm using this again. This is always going to take effect. This code is going to be reused. So no need to do this. I have done one time. How many times may I use it? Those logs will automatically take effect, right? Because it is there in the workflow. Okay, and once everything is done, simply come here and write this. An info saying shopping done. Okay, utilized Wednesday offers, and this also is incorrect. Yeah. Okay, so I think it's acting a little slow. Yeah, there it is. Okay, suppose this is what I'm doing. Okay, this is all the logging. Okay, one more log I'll add here. And also again, I'm gonna be very straightforward about the message. It's info. I'll say starting to think what to buy from store. Okay, going there now, like that. Say this is the case. Let me run this. Let's see what happens, right? And say this build data table, assign, say, just imagine these things as other portions of a process, right? Let's say that now compare that build data table with something else. Say that there was another workflow there where you are doing some web automations. Let's say that str name equals to Tony is something, it's also another workflow where you are doing a desktop application automation. Okay, two different automations. Then you come out and do the grocery things. Okay, let's see. So just imagine that what would happen when there are so many things. Sorry. Okay, I think it's running. Now let's wait for it. Okay, same thing, same message. I'll click on OK, but let's take a look this time. Starting to think what I'm going to buy. I'm going to buy 5 items. Number of items requested for buying 5. A total of 5 items were bought from the store. Okay, I did the first purchase. Now, next time I'll be going to buy 12 items. Okay, using this to help me achieve it. This is what I have written in the 2 places, right? But the item numbers were different. Number of items requested for buying 12 and index was out of bounds of the array. So we are a technical person, right? Now we will understand, okay, what happened was I had a maximum capacity of 6 in my grocery list, in my grocery basket, and I tried to request for something which is going to help it to fall. I mean, it is going to simply overflow. I didn't want that. And why am I supposed to do that when it is going to overflow? This is the problem. I need to think about this. This is going to help not only you, but whoever else is going to take your process the other day, understand, okay, this is where the issue is. We need to think of a way to optimize this number so that it fits the grocery list basket. Not only you get a good understanding and a tracking, you also identified the issue and you now can work on it directly without even going to this other areas and thinking, even not even bothering what we are doing with the web application or the this desktop application. So just imagine this as a sort of a web application, right? If this was a web application demo, right? So web application automation, and this was say this desktop app automation. Okay, you wouldn't even bother about this. You can directly jump into the area where the issue started to occur. It will be very easy to find and you can immediately go and start debugging. Okay, this was the problem, man. Okay, maximum capacity 6. Let's use that. I identified the problem. Let me run again. Let us run again and see if the problem is solved. Okay, that was very easy to identify. Let's see. Okay, compiling. Yeah, please make it fast. UiPath. Okay, nothing happened, but something happened, right? What's that? Let's take a look. Okay, done. All utilized. Brilliant. But yeah, this is still 12 because I was using a single, hard-coded value. So I didn't change this log message. I changed the value here to 6. If I would have used a variable, then I would have only made a change in one place. Now in this example, you also understood, how a variable is also solving its purpose, right? We can make a change only at one area without even bothering the others. It will automatically take effect. But yeah, this is what the advantage of log is. Look at how it has tracked the process so well that tomorrow if any other person comes and sees this, that person will understand, okay, this is how the bot has behaved, this is what the bot did. Now let that person cross check the documentation of the process and then identify, okay, this is what the process will do. Awesome. That person will, it will be very easy for that person to keep a track. That is what, guys, this is just one example of what a log message will help you to do if you use them appropriately and properly by writing well customized messages in your processes. This is what the point says, right? A few slides back, I have mentioned you this point that, okay, this is the instruction. Yeah, see this one. Highly recommended to use appropriate custom messages. So this will now start to make sense. Okay. Okay, getting back. Let me take a pause here. Any questions so far? Any confusions? So far, any confusions? Wow, no confusions.
Every time whenever I use an activity, then I have to use this log message.
Okay, see, not necessary. No, it's not like that. It depends on your development work. Okay, it depends on how you are building stuff. So say, for example, you are building a web application automation. You don't need to put log everywhere, right? Suppose if you're trying to automate something, okay? Suppose you're trying to automate this page. You are trying to extract this text, okay? After extracting this text, you can print that I got this text. Then you are doing some other work. Say you are, how can I explain? Say clicking on this particular thing, a new page will open. And in that new page, whether the page opened successfully or not, that you can log. Then say there are some type into activities. You are typing a particular value in there. You are then say, moving your cursor. Suppose there is a form field, okay? Just imagine there is a form field, first name, last name, email address, and all. So every time you move to each and every form field, first you say type in a first name, move to the next one, type in the last name, move to the next one. No need to use login there every time, because there you know that you are going to type with some value. Suppose you know what values you want to type. Maybe you can do one thing like this using a log message. Just imagine like this. For now, say using the log message activity, you use the type as info, and there say you are doing something like this. Say first name is something, then last name is something, then there are other things as well, right? Just imagine any other form fields. Right now, not getting so much familiarity with what, but yeah, correct. Yeah, you're getting it right. So just try to log it at one go, then invoke that. Say now after that, here is an activity that you'll be using. I'm just showing you with the help of a sequence so that you'll get a feeling that here, say you would have used another workflow which will help you to populate details in what form, and inside that you do every time type into moving to the next one, type into moving to the next one. No need to log all these things, type first name, type last name. No, don't simply make things crowded, but you have to identify, you have to see the potential areas that you can use, where you can use this, you can identify this, and yeah, likewise choose it so that it will be readable, it will not make things crowded, and it is going to help any other person understand that okay, this is what is going to happen. And suppose now inside that particular form field, upon filling all the data, you click on submit, right? Then after clicking on submit, say this on the same window, a new page is supposed to come. You then go and check that page. Okay, say you did type into all the times. Say it's like type into, then click submit. No logs there. Okay, then you're waiting for something, wait for another page. Here the thing is, after waiting, if page found, then go and log, got it, else log not there, and exit or maybe retry depending on your scenario. This is how you can make effective use of your log messages, by categorizing and prioritizing where you can use it so that it will not make things unnecessarily crowded. Because see, there is no point in logging in between, right? Before this, before the form loads up, you do another check if the form is loaded. If loaded, like that, if loaded, yes, there, go and fill out the form like that. Else it's going to be like exit or retry, and with a log. But then if it is loaded, then you are going to do simply this and click this. There is no point in putting log messages in between, right? It will make things crowded. That type this, type this. So something is already there. We have already checked its existence, whether we have already checked it that it already exists in the web application. No point in going and logging and making things unnecessarily crowded. But again, after clicking on submit, you have to check for another page. Here you again use the log message very effectively. This is how you need to prioritize this. You need to think about it. Is that clear? Is it,
Yes,
I mean, something that you
clear.
understand, or you're getting it,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay, perfect.
It's
like,
up to developer where to use, where to identify that problem or log that issue or anything.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, Krishnandu, you're right. Yes.
It's like whenever it deviates from the happy path, we can consider those as a critical points.
True. Very well. Yes. So say for example, how do I put this? Yeah, like just take a look at this one. I have closed it, but yeah, say that if the form is not loaded, right? Use log error form not found even after waiting for this much seconds, and then retry. Like this, if all the retries are done, if all retries are exhausted, then log fatal. You have serious issues with your web app. Please fix it so that automation can continue. Getting it? I mean, getting the feeling that what can be done. That answered your question, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. Yeah, This is what it is, and this is how you should think. You should judge. You have to be your own judge here. You need to identify how things is going to happen. Okay, so that the traceability, the readability, everything is going to be very fine. Okay. Okay, these are good, but is this the only place? I mean, output, really? I mean, is there any other place? Well, there are so many places. I think there was one session right at the very beginning where orchestrator and all was discussed, right? Do you guys even remember that? Honestly, guys, I mean, honest answers, okay?
No.
Yeah, no problem. Forget it. We will go there one by one. We'll go there eventually. No need to remember it. This is how you are going to get started. Do it. Go, step by step. We will reach there. Orchestrator is, I mean, something there. We will reach. We'll reach. Okay. Let us first try to understand Studio. Okay. We will reach there. Okay. But forget orchestrator. What other places, right? This particular Studio right now, just, consider something which is happening right now. Right now we are using these log messages, right? But where are they going? Is it only this? What happens if I close the Studio? Are all this going to be gone? There will be no track. Then what is the point of maintaining a diary, dude? I mean, you're going to ask this, right? Then why did you show us in the second slide that it is a robot's diary? Okay, so now let me answer that. This is not the only place. Okay, how, I mean, what other ways you can get there? Let me show you one approach. Go to this debug panel. Okay, follow it along. Okay, debug, and then we have open logs, and it also prompts us. Another way to do it is by directly typing ctrl plus L. Two ways. One is clicking on this, and the other one is simply by, just like this. Maybe we don't have to come to this tab, nothing like that. Like just like this, and type control plus L from the keyboard. Something like this would open up. And now, where is this? Where is this residing? It's residing in some kind of path like this. Okay. Generally, app data is mostly hidden in most of the system, but you can unhide this and you can directly go from navigating starting from C drive as well. That is also going to work. See users, then your ID, then app data. This is mostly hidden. Unhide this and then go to local UiPath, and then there will be a folder logs. Here we will find some things. Okay, some things. Okay, and only thing you need to know for now here is there will be two other things here, Studio and Studio Project. If you try to open these logs, it will go over your head like a tangent and you will understand nothing. Even I don't. There are so many things with respect to this process and project. Yeah, it is actually things that get mixed up. Okay, so many things and so many, I mean, very confusing. I'm not understandable and readable. That is the problem. Okay, ignore this file. What is this? Let's see. Okay, same thing. Okay, readability is absolutely zero. Only this kind of things, and what I mean, so many other things are written, but readability perspective is completely zero. We can only see exceptions and all. See, I was encountering those exceptions, right? I can see it here. I can see the exceptions here with the details. Okay, but I mean, what sense does it make? Where are the others? There were so many others as well, right? Where are they? Okay. Okay, they will be found in this somewhat readable, understandable, and you can inspect things. I will show you from by looking at this, not like that. Yeah, I won't say it's very beautiful or it's like awesome that it will have a brilliant UI. No, not like that, but we can still navigate. So just forget all of this for now. Just do one thing. Next time when you do this from Studio, open, and you might find many other notepads like this. Select all the notepads. Why I'm excluding these two? I mean, you can select, but sometimes, UiPath is constantly running in the backend, right? It's opened. If I do this, see, one of the files can't be done. It can't be completed because it's open in the user service, and I just simply can't go and kill a service just because of this, right? No, just don't care. Okay, simply skip it. Now all are gone, right? I'll try to show you what happens. Now I'm running this again. Simply clicking on run, no debug, nothing. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Okay, compiling activities. Yeah, please be fast. Okay, see, the executor has come and it's gone. So my process is completed. Now let me navigate to that same folder path. Where is that path? Again, I have closed it, right? So from Studio, either I type Control L or I go to debug and simply click on this. It will do the same thing. Now we get only two things, right? Okay, as I told you, ignore this. Focus on underscore execution. How we are going to make it readable then, right? If it doesn't look like this at the first go, or if you have a better editor open with Notepad++, it will be awesome. Okay, I'm not telling you to rely on Notepad. You can use others to make it, or I mean a little more brilliant than what originally a Notepad can do. Okay, but well, if you are using Notepad and if you don't see this like this, it means that under format your word wrap is not checked. See, this is also fine. I mean, it's okay, but I find it, see, this is from my perspective, I find it a little more okay with me. And I can actually segregate the logs. How can I do that now? So whenever you open this execution file, see the very first thing here. We have a date timestamp and we have the level of the log. Okay. See the same thing here. This will help you to identify one log from the other. See the third one. Okay. So that means if this is my second one, then the first one ends here with a curly brace. Hit hit enter 2 to 3 times. Just segregate stuff. Okay. See, this is the start. Okay. Segregate stuff like this. Keep segregating the stuffs. Okay. This will actually help you to make it a little bit more readable. Okay, that's it. Now there are so many other things as well, but let's try to identify what these are actually. See, we have this level, right? Even under level, we can see this is information because we used info as a level. And then you can see that this is the log type. And this is the message. Logging demo execution started. What this message is, this is nothing but the same thing that you found in the output in here. This blue color eye represents information. Okay. This is identifying that this is of type info. Okay. So now this is our message, and there are some other details that you will also get, like the timestamp, then you'll get your machine name, you'll get an identity and all. You might ignore the extra things because these are not so much required from the debugging perspective. It just says on which machine this run was performed, but our main concern will come whenever we see this keyword message. Okay. And the type as well, that will also be effective. Then you see the next thing immediately that I found is another log, which is of type info. And the message says, starting to think what to buy from the grocery store. Going there now. What is this? The same message that we wrote here. Okay. This is reflecting in here. Then what is this? I'll be going to buy 5 items. The same immediate, I mean, the log message, which is immediately next to that, which is this one. This is how the logs are getting captured, guys. Okay. See, the next thing is request a number of items requested for buying, which is 5. Where did I put this? I put this inside this workflow. See, this one. This is what it's getting tracked next. Whatever log activities I'm using in my workflow, it is getting tracked one by one, like this. Even if you keep segregating, you'll find the same thing. See, this is something that I wrote at that point, right? First name, last name. I was explaining some stuff. I wrote some gibberish there, and I think it is somewhere around here. See, this got tracked next. Okay. You're getting the point. A total of 5 items are bought. That was the last log message from that activity. Okay. Yeah. This is how we can visualize the logs, and it is going to be still there. It is just like the diary until and unless you throw the diary away, which means you come here and delete everything. This is going to remain. Okay. Any questions so far? Any confusions?
Can you show the output tab?
Output tab. Yeah.
So you say the blue dot means info.
Mm-hmm.
And is there this for other also that rectangle?
No.
Red. These are also for.
Yeah. No. I'll get to that. Yeah. I'll show you that in a while. I'll show you that. Actually, that would be the next thing. Yeah. Please go ahead.
So every time we run this in maybe like complete run or a debug,
Mhm.
the file will be like updated with the latest logs, or it will be created for every instance. It's a different file it will create
Okay, so
in the control
today
K
is
path V. So yeah.
sure, yeah. So today is 27th of July, right? Since this log has already been created with today's date timestamp, suppose this log, this is the end, right? This is the end, okay? So you can see that this is our last message. The timestamp was 9:12 p.m. and it said logging demo execution ended. Just see for yourself what happens. Well, the answer is, since it is on the same date, it will append stuff in the same file. If it is a new date, it will create a new file. Okay.
Okay.
Let's understand that. I mean, that's a very good question. Okay, let me simply run it. I don't want to debug it. I simply want to run it. Okay, something got ended. And okay, you see the timestamp got updated to 9:17, right? Now it is just, I mean, just now it has, gone to 18. So now if we open this, okay, now why it is like this? Because I have saved the file earlier, okay? So, I mean, when I like segregated this with space, I saved this file. That's why it is showing like this. But coming down, what was our last log message? Do you remember, guys? I was showing you a while back, 9:12, right? See, again, it started from here. I told you how to identify the start, right? Timestamp and the type of the log. So hitting on enter, again, hitting on enter to segregate. So do you understand what happened here? This got appended, right? Because it is of the same date time. Do this for yourself, try it as an exercise, that suppose you do the same thing with me, or maybe you can do it at a later point. You run something and you see this thing as an output right here, right? Then on the next day, do the run again, see what happens, see for yourself what happens under this logs. But yeah, on the very same day, things start to get appended. Okay, did that answer your question?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, great. Okay,
So
guys. Yeah.
should I delete it or kept it?
No. It's again, it's up to you, right? It's up to you how much you want to maintain that diary. Since this is a personal laptop, right? You are using it for your personal use. It's up to you. When it comes to organization, though, there are many policies. Say some organizations maintain storing logs up to a period of 6 months and deleting the old logs so that it doesn't take up space. Okay, but since you're using it on your own, it's up to you how you want to maintain it. Okay, you can keep it, you can delete it. It's completely up to you.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm saying some organizations, it depends on organization to organization. When we take this to enterprise level, that they actually want things to be done as per the rule which they create. Some companies want things to be archived as well after some time, or they say that there's a minimum period of 1 month after which the old logs will be completely deleted in order to optimize the space issue, right? So that is how things happen.
So
Yeah.
as I'm now working on my personal laptop,
Mm-hmm.
it's stored in app data local UiPath logs.
Yes.
So when
Correct.
I publish my robot to the server,
Mm-hmm.
then it will stored in the orchestrator.
Correct, exactly. I was not trying to speak about it because that might confuse many people here who still might not remember properly how things in orchestrator works. So that is why I didn't want to deliberately speak about it. But yes, whenever we say after this process is completed, we have an option called publish. What will happen is if we click on this publish, then after doing a series of 3 to 4 steps, we ultimately get, I don't want to bore you with that, guys. I really don't want to bore you with that. But once we do the series of 3 to 4 steps by clicking on next, and doing some things here, ultimately it will lead to something like this. Suppose I named the particular package as ABC, then it will actually create a file .nupkg. This particular package will be used to deploy the thing in the server, which in this case is known as orchestrator, because that is there in the cloud server, right? Where we maintain the processes in real time, just consider. And then if you move to the orchestrator, the same log messages that I'm writing here will be able to see in the orchestrator as well. But don't get confused. It's best not to, think about it much, right? If you want to go slow. But yeah, that is the idea. So Krishnandu, yeah, whatever you are saying, that is right. Okay, So any other questions, guys, on this? Okay. So yeah, sorry.
Shubham,
Yeah, Shubham, please go ahead.
yeah, actually, I'm saying like always the logs are saved in the form of JSON format, right?
Correct. Yeah. True. Yes.
That format I noticed from the first.
Yes, you're right. You're right. Yes. So if you simply try to get this object right as a string, and I mean, I see, I mean, discussing this would make many people confused maybe, but I'm just saying, yeah, your understanding is also correct. If you try to take this, try to parse this into a JSON, right, you will get a JavaScript object notation where you can access these things individually. Definitely, yes, you're right. Correct.
No other format it will use, right? Always
No,
it
I
is
mean,
the
this
form
is
of-
currently the default behavior from the product. This is how things get generated. Yeah.
until and unless we change from the app, it will always save in the form of this, right?
Yeah. Until and unless we want to display, want this thing to be
In the
displayed in a
other
different
format.
manner. Yeah, correct. So suppose orchestrator is a little different again, right? It is in the server. You will get an export file there. You will get an Excel file where you can keep track of the logs. Okay, that format is a little different on the server. So this is how things varies.
Perfect.
But yeah, you'll eventually get the feeling as you progress along. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys, that was simply a very basic demonstration of simply using logs and how it can help us to keep track, right? You got this. Now let's imagine, let's create a new workflow and say this describing logs. Yeah, create. Okay, it got created. Where it got created? Under the project here, right? I give that path. Now let's try to use some log messages activities. Okay, so what do we have here? We have trace, we have info, we have warn, we have error, we have fed, as we were discussing. I also promised you that I will say one more thing as well, right? Which is this. I'll come to that, okay? I'll try to make this quick, guys. I know that, with everyone's interest of time, let me try to, be as much specific as possible. Okay, so let's see. Trace, this is trace, okay? But this is just a very basic understanding. Let's see how these different logs would look like. Info, this is info. Then I'd copy this for what do you say, the next one. I'll do the same and one more. Yeah, so this was info, this was trace. Now this is warn. Okay, this is warn. Now we have an error. This is error. We have another thing. This is fatal. Okay,
I think info was twice though.
Info was twice. Info warn error. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah. No worries. Okay, no worries. Okay, so this is what it is. Let's see. Let's simply run. See, if I now click on run, it will start executing from main. Why? Because this is the entry point of our project. We don't want to go and click on run. We want to click on run file just to run a specific workflow. Let's do that. Okay, let's see. Nothing. I mean, what to see, right? Just change of colors and levels. Yeah. Again, this is up to you which to use. I told you which to use in what scenarios. Think about it. Okay, judge it on your own. And this is just to see how it will look like. Getting the difference in the colors. Getting the difference. This is the difference in terms of representation of an error. That is what.
Yes, and fatal are in the same color, right?
Correct. These are of the same color, but the meaning will be different. And this is how we will not judge it though. This is just to show you how it looks. Our original judgment would be based on the original logs generated. And here by opening that log, we will judge it with the help of the type, right?
Right.
Yes, but yeah, you are right. It is of the same, but yeah, I mean, this is what it is actually. Just to show you a very brief way of, I mean, just to explain you this.
So what about the last two symbols? Green, that box, the right.
This one?
Box.
This one?
No, at the heading.
Check right with green and check red with
Oh,
red.
these two. Okay. No, these are not a part of this particular thing that we're doing here. This is a little different. Okay. It's not coming into the logs.
Okay.
Yeah. See, it's written as assertions and all right. I really don't want to get there now, but yeah, it's not a part of the logs, guys.
If we only change the label of a message
Mhm.
and type is this is info, this is one, this is
Mhm.
zero,
Mhm.
then what is the purpose of using different kind of error? We can use info and type that this is error.
No, you don't get it. You don't get it. See, it's not like that. I told you the purpose a while ago, right? What is the purpose? It depends on the things that we try to, note down. We try to jot down in the diary or maybe in the particular collection. That is what we want to do, right? That is the main purpose. So suppose
Yes,
there
yes.
is an error in the workflow, we define it with the type error and we write the error detail. That is the purpose. This is just to show you, this is just a message. I could have written anything here. I could have written my name, I could have written someone else's name and also shown you this. I just wanted to show you the difference in how it looks in terms of symbols, in terms of colors. That's the only thing. I mean, don't think of it like that we are simply writing it and leaving it. No.
Yeah, okay. I'm getting wrong. But
No, don't worry, don't worry,
few
don't
times
worry.
ago, yes, few time ago you got an error that you wanted to store eight
Yeah.
type of string, but it
Yeah.
only takes six.
Yeah.
So that time we can use error message to store that.
Yeah, good. That's actually good. And yeah, we will be using it. We will be using something which are prone to errors. For now, let me show you one thing. Let's say I want to unwrap this in a try catch. You will be learning this, okay? Don't worry about this. Try catch is something which helps in handling exceptions and errors, okay? For now, just imagine that. And in the exception type, I'm creating system.exception. Just don't worry, just forget about it. Just, consider this that you are watching something, but not by thinking much or getting into your head. You will learn it in detail, but I'm showing you. Here we can do something like this. We can do an error and we can do error occurred while shopping. Error, sorry, that's spelling mistake. Error details is something like this. Say I have this exception object, I write e dot to string to entirely print the stack trace of the exception. Do not get confused, guys. I'm repeating myself again, okay? Everything will be covered in detail. I'm just showing you an appropriate scenario of this. And after this, say, after this, say, maybe there can be a sequence below, okay? Maybe there can be a sequence below, which is going to, which can be used as a container to do retry scenario, okay? Maybe imagine something like this. So now let's run this. I will close this for now. Let's run this. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think it didn't get, or yeah, it's running. Okay. Okay, did it work? Oh, it does work now. Okay. Sorry, I think something, no, I think that was not the correct thing that I ran. Okay, let me run this again. Run 5. Yeah. Okay, compiling. Okay. Now UiPath Studio does some own logs on its own while it tries to compile activities and all. Don't just get confused by this. This is not something that I have done. This is coming from the product, okay? This is coming from UiPath. Okay, let's see. It's working a little slow. Yeah. Compiling. Yeah. Come on, dude. We get it. Yeah. Okay. Now you see the executor will come here, right? There will be an icon that will indicate the process will be starting. It started. This icon is there. This icon is gone. The process is ended. Now you can see what happened. Oh, sorry, we were not able to see that error, guys. My bad. Please, I apologize for that because I gave one correct input, right? That is why. So say for instance, I'm doing the same thing here. I should have been I should be doing it here actually. Or maybe say do one thing rather than okay, no worries. Let me show you for now. Let's not make things complicated. Sorry, guys. Simply put that same log here and type of error. And let's say error while shopping details. It's gonna be e.toString. Yeah. Sorry, my laptop is working a little slow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's run this one more time. Okay.
I think again you missed.
Oh, I
value.
missed
Yes.
that thing, is it? Yeah. Yeah. True. I had to make it 12. I had to make a deliberate exception there. Yes, you are right. Okay, this is a little slow. I do apologize for that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's change it to, yeah, correct. Something like this. Yeah. Good catch. Okay. This one is really painful, nah? This compiling activities, it will keep you waiting like forever. I mean, for me actually, maybe because my
our personal laptop also working like that.
yeah. So really, I want to thank you for staying with me and understanding this kind of things. Great. Okay. So waiting for execution. Okay, please start. Okay, started, ended. Now let's see. See, error while shopping details system.out of range exception, index out of range exception. So we are getting this, right? We're getting to see the detail here, and this is now indicating the type error. Now you can see it says index was out of bounds of the array, right? Assign colon. So if I would have gone inside this, and if I would have written an annotation here properly, say this is okay, this one, okay, adding item to grocery list using array indexing. Okay, suppose this was my annotation. So this again improves readability. If you write as much annotation as you want, or if it is possible to make it very granular, this is going to be very much readable. So tomorrow any other person comes and takes your code, that person will understand what is happening here. Right now I haven't used much annotations, you can see, but yeah, this is going to be my personal advice. Please go ahead and use annotations. Okay, this is going to help much, and there are many ways this will help you. So let's run this one more time and see how it is going to help us in the logs as well. Okay, let's find that out. Okay, compiling. Yeah, I'm getting it. Please move, please go ahead. Okay, yeah, this is done. See, look at this error, look at the message here. Okay, adding item to grocery list. So this exact name has come up, and then the error message is pointed out. Getting the point? How a particular annotation would help us in debugging, how appropriate log messages, custom log messages that we write is going to help us to debug. We can easily identify at which point this is breaking. I know that what annotations I've given, right? I know that. I can directly go and just check it out. Okay, guys. Yeah, that's pretty much it on this thing. I would like to show you one more thing. So yeah, I know that with everyone's interest of time, it is going late. So there is one more thing that I would like to show you with respect to logging. So before I go to that, guys, any questions? Any questions so far? No questions, right? Good. Okay. So we are trying to understand the labels and all. Two things I want to show you, honestly, not one thing. Okay, let me show you that real quick. Let me now close all these existing log messages and all. And let me do one more thing. Let me delete these three things here. Okay, let me delete this. Now, I want to do one thing here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go to debug. Okay, check this properly. debug. There is an option log activities. You seeing this? I'll click on this. As soon as I do, it will remain highlighted. If I go away from here and come back to the same tab again, it will remain selected. Okay. Now what is this? Let's find out. But in order to find this out, we can only run this entire thing in debug mode. If we don't do that, if we go ahead and directly run this using run file or run, we will not be able to see its effect. Okay, you'll understand that in a while. So first, let us do debug. Just remember this as of now. Okay, let's see where it takes us. Oh, so many things. My goodness. wait for it. Yeah, continue. It was in debug mode. I would simply like to, just delete all the breakpoints, not required. Okay, let's see. Output. Yeah. Oh my God, so many things. It's like
Warbo's,
messy.
right?
Ah, awesome. Whoever caught it. Shubham, right? Or
Yes.
who was that?
Shubham.
Great. Good job. So why it is pointing it out like this here? Because we are running it in debug mode, right? That's why it will point out the issues to you like this if some error occurs. So after that, you have to keep clicking on continue until and unless it goes to that state where it can actually continue in the process. If you do proper exception handlings, if you do things like that, it will help the process to continue. This is one drawback of debug mode. Simply continue, and then finally it is going out, and yeah, okay, it's done. Now let's go to the logs and open this. Real messy. Let's see. Okay. Look at the size. It just increased like that. So as long as this is also good, this also has some drawbacks. It will provide extra details. Okay. It will provide extra details. What are those extra details? You can see this thing has added some information like activity info as an object, as a key of this particular thing, right? So consider each of these as key. Message is a key, the value is this. Level is a key, the value is this. Similarly, this thing has been introduced newly as soon as we did this log activities. This was earlier not there, but as soon as we did it, activity info came up. It will provide those extra information. Dude, how you got the scratch in the car? I went to the divider. Before that, I waited in 3 signals. It was yellow, it was green, then I passed. There was another car who sped by, and then I went ahead and did the accident. So all this story, see, we are seeing it. What is the display name? What is the state? What are the variables? What are the arguments? At this point, there was no variables arguments, but let's come down a little bit. Okay, you see here, you start to see this from here. Okay, what is this? Let me try to read this once. Okay, main sequence executing variables. Okay, so you see what this is doing. It is actually executing the main sequence. If you go to the studio and go to output, you see at the very first, by scrolling up and up and up, constantly up, main sequence executing. So the main sequence, as soon as it came into the scope of the automation run or the bot, it captured this and it captured all the variables that are used within that sequence. It used this as a variable, it used this as a variable, it used this as a variable, it used this as a variable. So why this rest of the part is empty? Because there was no value there. These were all empty initially, okay? Yeah. Then as long as we go down, you can see we are gonna have the same set of information, but a little bit varying in nature, because this is just a log message activity, right? It does not have any variables or arguments. It is just a log message activity. Only things that concerns those will definitely have it. Like for example, this one. What is this? Executing, let me try to find that out. Log message executing trace. Okay. Starting to think this was the message right there. And then we have the activity level log here. So this is the log from the activity level. Then under that activity level, we get this extra information like the variable names. There are no arguments. So that's why there was no arguments. But yeah, see, under the arguments, we see this one, right? A message. Why? Because this activity right here at the beginning, it is an activity level log. Okay. You remember, if I go to the property and if I click on private, this is not going to be logged. Okay. Logs in verbose level would not be logged or tracked if I check an activity as private. Okay. But yeah, since that was an activity, the argument was a message where we put starting to think what to buy going there. This was our first message. Just take a look. Sorry, this is I'm in the wrong sequence. Yeah. So if I come here, see, this was the first. See, first activity level log. Okay. This is what we are seeing here. That is the argument to that activity. And under the same sequence, we had the variables. This is what a verbose level is. This is not exactly a type. Earlier at the very beginning, I apologize to you guys, right, for writing this here. But yeah, there was a meaning behind it. There was an intention behind it. Now you got the intention, is it? You are able to see what is going on. We are able to see argument details, variable details, so many things that we didn't ask for. That is what the purpose of verbose is. And how do we enable that? We enable that by going and clicking on this. Any queries, any concerns? Yeah, to repeat that one more time, if we go to our activities property, and not all activities has that, but for some activity, if you find this option private, if we check this, activities will, whatever activity level logs will be there for the arguments and the variables, it will not be logged at a verbose level. You won't be able to see anything on the diary or on the tracker because there are sometimes some secrets. And by speaking of secret, what I mean is, earlier I was giving you an example where you are logging a first name, a last name like that. But remember, these are PIIs. What are PIIs? Personal identifiable information, right? Never ever try to log this kind of things while you are doing enterprise level work, while you are going to a business, while you are trying to create a solution. Do not ever log this information. Also, there comes employee ID, whatever that information is that will, particularly identify an individual. Okay. There may be a house address, there may be a phone number. Please do not log those at all. Okay. That is going to be a very bad idea if you do that. PIIs should be handled very well and in a very safe manner. Is that clear? Any questions?
Crystal clear.
Awesome, awesome, great. I'd really love to hear that, guys. Seriously. Okay, one last thing. Okay, I know this is like it's getting ahead, it's getting long, but yeah, one quick thing. What if you want to include something extra? Okay, say for example, this was a log, right? Suppose if I take a look at this log again, let me quickly open this. It's still opening. Yeah, this file is huge. I get it. Okay, what do we have in a log actually? Okay, so forget verbose level for a second. Okay, just imagine that verbose level is not there. Let's just imagine these are not there. So if these are not there, then what did we have earlier? We had a machine name, we had a log type, we had a message, right? Like this. What if you want to add your own custom thing along with message? Suppose you want to make it look like this. Okay, just imagine these are all there, right? We'll have a message, then these are all there, these are given by Studio. But what if you want to do something? Suppose you want to add something like this. Say I want to log the product ID separately like this. I want to add the product description like this separately. Okay, product description will have a double quotes enwrapped within it. So what if you want to do this? How do you do this? Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. How do you do this? Let me show you real quick. Let me first delete this to logs. Coming back to Studio, guys. Okay, coming back to Studio. How do we do this? Too much activities. Okay, even now I'm not liking this. I'll create a new one, fresh, where nothing is there. Fresh activity, nothing is there. Okay, let's quickly create it. Okay, it is taking a little bit of time after I hit enter. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Now I will remove this ME that I typed. I'll simply keep log. Oh, so many things. I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this. But we have already dealt with this. There is another one known as logging and two other things. Let's quickly see what these are. Add log fields, and then let's say I write a log message. Okay. And before writing the log message, I want to do something like this. Say I want to add a product ID. See, it has a key and it has a type and it has a value. Okay. Say I want to add the product ID. Say the product ID is an integer. Say it is 1001. Let's say I want to add a product name. And let's say the product name is what it is, TV. Okay, like that. Just keep it simple for now. And I'll click on save. That's it. 2 items in dictionary. It creates a dictionary in the backend. Okay, that is what it does. Now let's add a log message with an info. Very simple one. Product details are being logged. Okay, let's keep it to this as of now. And okay, this is not going for some reason. Let's wait for a while. Yeah, now simply run this file. Simply run this file. Very simple. I did nothing. I added 2 extra fields to create a dictionary of add log fields, and I created a log message. Okay, whatever I was showing you in the notepad, right, that you can add something to your log messages as well. This thing is going to help you achieve this. Let's check. There we go. I'm opening this. Let's try to segregate the logs. Yeah, let me hit enter here 2 times. Another log is there. Okay, you see this? So in here, you can see we have this message already. Product details are being logged. And then at the end, you see it got added. We had the product ID, we have the product name. So, you know, as long as you progress in your developer journey, in your RPA journey, you get to be more productive. You get to make your logs much more better, right? This is one way to do it. But see one thing very surprisingly, in the last log, which says that logging execution ended, we still have this. Do you think this is relevant? Just a while ago, we were talking about being a good developer. Is this the sign of it? No. Then why is it coming here? It is of no relevance with respect to this message. So we need to remove this. Okay, let us remove this. Simple. We'll bring this down, go to the fields, and simply add what we want to remove. What we want to remove: product ID, product name. These are the 2 things. Let's type. Oh, too much typo. Okay, and product name. Okay, let's add some rubbish data. Rubbish and don't care. I just did it. Okay, what will happen? Okay, what will happen, right? That's not there, but still what will happen? Let's see. Okay, after doing this, I'll again go ahead and delete these logs. Again, I'll delete these logs. I want to see it from the start. Okay, this is what the intention of this activity is. This workflow is fresh activity. Everything happens from the start. Okay, from scratch. Let's see. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to be, you know, as quick as possible, guys, with the interest of time. Let's see. I just want to, you know, feed as much concepts into your head as possible so that you can think of various things and you can start imagining this and you can create logs. You can start to put this in practice right away. That is how it's going to help you. Okay, let's wait. Running. Only if this would have happened in 3 seconds, right? We would have been so much happier. Okay, there we go. Execution. Let's go ahead, try to segregate the logs real fast. Okay, see, it is not there at all at the last. Here it is there as we did it. So why is this happening? As long as we do add log fields, and after that, if we try to do as many things as possible, okay, suppose what will happen is, suppose I put something else, say I put an assign. Sorry, guys. Yeah, give me a minute. Yeah. Okay, so I say put an assign here. And in this assign, let me try to say write something, say str name is equals to, say, James. Okay, like that. And let's say in the debug, I have already this enabled, right? Now let's delete this two again. Okay, is it deleting? Yeah. Now this time let's run this in, you know, debug mode in order to see how it gets effect into the verbose level. Okay, how it does its effect. Let's see real quick, fast. Okay. Yeah, I promise this is the last thing. I mean, too much practical, but yeah, this is the last thing, guys. Then you're on your own. Go ahead, try things out, you know, just like that. Yeah, try to do things and you'll get as many feelings like this and you're going to get many ideas and you'll eventually start to get there. Okay, lots and lots of things are still there. And yeah, okay, let's now move ahead to the logs. Okay, let's move ahead to the logs. Okay, please open up. Okay, let's try to segregate stuff. Let's try to segregate. Okay, this is there, fresh activity, information started. Okay, from here you see we start to get this information, right? Product ID and product name. See, we start to get this here. Till there it was not there because this is the first activity where we did the add log fields and then logged something. See, this is an activity. So why is this coming? This is a verbose level log. It is even logging things at an activity level. What do I mean by that? This is an activity, so it is logging things in an activity level. Okay, even things in this particular activity is getting logged. That is why you are seeing this. Now coming to the next one real quick. See, what is it doing? Add log fields closed and all. I mean, yeah, this is executing, this is done. That means this thing is initialized. We see the same thing, product name, product ID. Now comes to the next one. What is this? Assign executing. What is this? This activity, str name equals to James. If you see properly, we have this to information, right? Again, see, it's repeating. And then if we come to this one, what is this? Assign closed, assign is done. And by default, remember this, whenever you see logs in verbose level, that is of type trace. Okay, I forgot to mention this. That is why even I apologize to you at the beginning. This is directly not a type, but yeah, there was a reason behind mentioning this, because whenever we try to do this, we will be able to see things, but the level is going to be trace. So this is going to be the answer for this. Okay, why we have used this. It's still a trace level log, but we can add more. I mean, we don't have to add anything much. Lots and lots of details will be automatically given by the studio. Okay, and you can see that we have this to information here. For assign executing, assign closed, same information. And then the next one, what is this? Product details are being logged. This was a log message activity right here, right? So that is where also it has come up. See, okay, this is the old one. I'll close this. Yeah. See, this is also a place where it has come up in this particular thing. Now going to the next one, you see, log message activity executing, activity level log. This has come up. Then what happens? This thing has got closed. This is again come up, right? Then again, see what happens. Then this is remove log fields executing. And as soon as this thing starts to execute, those things are gone, whatever we have mentioned. Along with that, we have mentioned some other, things that doesn't exist. So no matter if you do those, it's not going to have any effect. So whether you keep it, whether you remove it, no matter what, even if you add something which doesn't exist in the log fields, like what are log fields? This see, we actually had this here because at that point we did it, but yeah, earlier we will not be able to find that because we didn't add it at all at the first place. So these are log fields, right? Level, machine name, file name. So these are there by default. And then here we have the custom ones, which are product name and product ID. So rubbish and whatever the other one was, currently I forgot it. Yeah, but yeah, those two were not there. So that's why it has.
Don't care.
Oh, don't care. Yes. So those two are not there and they finally had no effect on this. Okay. This is what. And see, as long as this started to execute, these are gone. These two are gone. So what does it signify? Whenever you do add log fields, always try to do this in between a log message, add log field and remove log fields. Suppose a specific log message is pertaining to a certain log field, attribute like product ID, product name. So what does it mean is only in this log message, you want to display this to information only in this log message. You don't want to make that relevant for others. So just do it like this and use the log message. We are good. We are done. And then as long as you do this, after that, whenever you say other log messages are there, right? Whenever you start to see others, this will not be there. Okay. Sorry for taking a long time on this, guys, but yeah, I am done. I'm done. Okay. This was the end. Any questions, guys? Any questions? I'm sorry, did everyone leave or?
No, no more.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, this is what the content is. This is what everything, like, I've tried to give you a very brief overview. I try to make you understand about the concept and all about log messages. This is what all you need to know to get started. Okay. Any questions, guys? Any questions? We are running a little late. We will now move to the quiz though. But yeah. So if there is nothing, let's directly move to the quiz, right? Let's go. Okay.
So
Ajada,
the system is unable to synchronize your speed.
True. Yeah. Good one. Jada, if could you please help in sharing this code in the chat if like they can join on that?
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Okay. Thank you so much.
It says quiz is not open.
Oh, my bad. Yes, it's not opened. I need to open it. Sorry. Just give me a minute. Yeah. Hide the meeting controls and let's play. Yeah, guys, sorry about that. I had to do a play on it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Wow, only 3 players.
What is the code?
Okay. Code is
What is the
I think you got the code in the chat, right?
No,
No, I'm not getting it.
No,
Okay.
still waiting for the link.
Okay. Let me do one thing.
I pasted it already.
46404778. This is what the code is, guys.
Can you also share the link, please?
Yeah, I did already.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. My bad. I'm just stopping the share for a second.
I mean, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, sorry, actually I opened something, I really went too inside that. Yeah. Sorry, give me a minute. Yeah, can you try now? I mean, yeah, I think we have 8 players so far. Okay. Okay. Shall we start or shall we wait for a while? I think we can start, right?
We can start, yeah.
Okay, let's go. Okay, all the best, guys. Let's see. Awesome. But for those who didn't get it right, we have info, right? If you come here, these are the type which are available in Studio: fatal, error, warn, info, and trace. If you read the question, which of these is not a log type, right, available in Studio, that is critical because it's not there. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Oh, before that, we'll see the leaderboard once. Okay, brilliant. So there goes to be a tough fight. Let's see. Move to the next one. Okay, and here we go. Start. Read the question properly, okay? Yeah. So why, so for those who have voted as yes, why is this incorrect? Can anyone explain why the answer yes is incorrect? Why? And look at the question.
Mine, it was a misclick.
No,
So that
have
actually,
also
we can put, I also put it yes, but I think we can put anywhere log message where we need it actually.
but yeah, if you try to look at the question, right, best practice, it is written as best practice. So if you only put at the start and at the end, do you think a readability would be there? It won't be, right? You'll only get two
No.
messages in your process. But what about the other
Yes.
steps, right? Look at the question, best practice, okay? Okay, this was a little tricky one, guys, okay? But you got it right, why this is incorrect? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
great. So move to the next one.
Out of competition.
No, nothing like that. Nothing like that. Okay. Wow. Okay. Competition is going good. Let's move to the next one. Okay. 11 players ready. 12 players ready. I think there was 13, right? Is there anyone who is missing or? Okay. I
Very
think.
good, very good.
Okay, great. So let's see. We can add only up to 3 types of entries as a part of the custom log fields using add log fields activity. Okay, only 3 types. Awesome, awesome for those who got it right, and for those who didn't get it right, no guys, not 3. Why 3? I mean, there is no restriction. Here we put 2, right? It was not 3. You can put as many as you want. Okay, no restrictions. Okay, so this is the add log fields, right? Here we did it. Here initially we started with 2. Okay, so getting it, why it was not correct, why it is not yes. Okay, so let's see the leaderboard ones. Okay, good job Suresh, you're doing good. So let's move to the next one. Okay, 11 players ready, 12 players ready, let's start. Okay, to open up the log messages generated after running a process, which one of these shortcuts would do the trick? I think this will be over before time. Yeah, I expected that. And I'm hoping, oh my God, still incorrect. Okay, no guys, I told you, right? The shortcut is CTRL plus L. Even if you go here and go to the debug and hover over open logs, you can find this option, right? CTRL plus L, that is the shortcut to open up the logs from the studio, correct? Okay, leaderboard. Did someone make a difference here? I think so. Okay, wow, nice, Akanksha, good. Okay, let's move to the next one. Last one, guys, okay? All the best. And here we go, start. Let's see. Okay, which area of UiPath Studio can we view the log messages in after a process execution is completed? Which area of UiPath Studio, guys, okay? Read the question properly. Yeah, nice. I am not hoping to see an incorrect. Okay, still 2 voted for console, but I'm not sure why. There is
It's
no
for Hari
option.
only.
No options called console is there in UiPath Studio, okay? It's output where we see the logs, okay? For those who got it right, kudos, well done. Okay, the final leaderboard, let's see. Yeah, okay. Wow, awesome. Congratulations, Akanksha. Good job. Okay, so coming to Q&A. Oh my God, it's 6:10. So any questions, guys?
Everybody is waiting for dinner.
No questions.
I
Good.
actually I have one observation.
Okay.
So
Okay.
when we run in the studio
Mhm.
in design, if we put any breakpoint
Mhm.
and click on run file, then
Mhm.
no then breakpoint will not work. It will
No,
work
no.
only if we click
Breakpoint.
on debug mode.
Correct. You are right. These topics will be covered in details. Breakpoint is not going to work. And another thing is, just for your information, this you are seeing, right? Log fields is enabled. If you try to do run file or run by keeping this activity clicked, by keeping this particular, property clicked, this is going to be of no effect. Okay. We will not be able to see any verbose level logs if we do run. Getting the point?
Okay, if we click on run, then no verbose level of
No.
logging. No. Oh.
No, it will not be. This is going to
Okay.
have no effect. Okay. Yeah.
So
Okay.
means log
Yeah.
activity, this is for this studio purpose only.
Only studio purpose. Yeah.
Okay.
But no, I mean, not that log activity. I mean, do you mean this one, log message?
No. That in debug section, log activity.
Oh, log activities. Yeah, correct. This is for studio purpose. For orchestrated purpose, it's a little different setup, but yeah, we will talk about that later. I mean, let's not get confused now. I mean, there are some other settings that we need to be aware of it. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And okay, I will message you on LinkedIn or
Oh yeah,
WhatsApp.
please.
Okay,
Please
no
feel free to do so. Well,
Okay.
I mean, whenever you feel like. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I'm pretty sure no questions. It's already dinner time. I do apologize for being late, but yeah, I thought maybe this information was, it would make things relevant for you to help your journey, to help you kickstart your journey on RPA. With that, I want to conclude it. Thank you so much. Over to you, Jada.
That's an amazing session once again. And I believe everybody has learned at least something today, logging part. But yeah, good night, everyone. Thanks for joining in. One request from all of us. You must have received the email to provide feedback for the past session. Whenever you have time, please provide your feedback. That is going to help all of us to improve. So looking forward to it. Thank you. Thanks everyone for joining in.
Sorry,
We have not
please.
received any email. I have not received any email for the feedback.
No, every day after 2 days, so you would receive the mail from UiPath. Okay,
Yeah.
just to provide feedback for today's session. It would take around 2 days just to reach to
Yes.
you. Okay.
Yes.
And Akansha, please share your mail ID just to send you the voucher for UiPath swag if you are still there.
No problem. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Banu.
Okay.
Thanks,
Good night,
Apurva.
everyone.
Guys, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.